We're just going to interrupt your viewing of puppy and kitten videos for a second because we're getting breaking news coming in through the PA Newswire that Autodesk have confirmed via a public press release that they are discontinuing Showcase, their visualization software. If you've bought Showcase in the last 6 months, oh boy, are you going to be pissed. Oh yes, indeed, you're going to be pissed. Indeed, from this point onwards, Showcase will cease to receive any further product updates, service packs, and hot fixes. Autodesk, man! What he's doing? Oh, yeah, alright. All jokes aside, Showcase is over, man. Party's over. Hashtag Showcase Party is over. Right, so this statement came up on the Autodesk website as of yesterday, saying from 21st of March 2017, Autodesk is ending the sale of Showcase 3D visualization, 3D presentation software to new customers. Ergo, if you've bought it in the last few months, you are going to be pissed. But then you can sort of see it from Autodesk's point of view, that if they're planning on ending it, then they can't really say that on their website because it's going to stunt sales. But then if you're buying it, you're going to be pissed as well. So it's like, well, what do you do? What do you do? Either way, you're going to be pissed. You're going to be pissed either way if you've got it and you use it on a regular basis. There's no winning here. So from this point onwards, there will be no more Showcase. Showcase 2018 will not happen. It's not going to be included in any further suites and collections. Product Design Collection 2018 won't have Showcase. And from this point onwards, there'll be no hotfixes, service packs, nothing. No development at all going into Showcase from this point onwards. And I don't think there was any, actually, for the last few years, really. I don't know who was responsible for compiling it into 2017, 2016. But I think it was in maintenance mode from 2014. So, it's been a pretty dead-in-the-water application for the last few years. There's been, as far as I know, I haven't done any research, but I don't think there's been any new features gone into Showcase in the last few years. We knew, we weren't allowed to publicly say. I think I've let slip a couple of times, because I didn't know if I was allowed to say anything. Nobody had said to me officially, you can't say anything publicly about this. I'd just heard sort of through the grapevine that it was ending. So it's been on the cards for a while, but this is indeed confirmation that Showcase is ending, I'm afraid. So why? Well, what is Showcase? I mean, if you're sitting there thinking, what is Showcase? You might be thinking that. Showcase was an acquisition that Autodesk made a few years ago, and back in its day, in its time, Showcase was amazing. It was phenomenal, mind-blowing. And I remember personally the first time I ever saw it, it was at one of these Autodesk partner events. We were, as part of a UK reseller at an event, and the presenter was the one and only Stephen Hooper. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. We're not worthy! We're not worthy! Yes, that's right, the godfather of presentations. This guy could sell sand to an Arab. His presentations live in infamy. If you've ever seen a Steve Hooper demonstration, like a product demonstration, that was my inspiration to do what I do right now. I've never spoken to the guy really that much. I've had a few conversations with him, but he's now like vice president of manufacturing within Autodesk. He's sort of like way up the chain now. But this guy was one of my motivations and one of my big inspirations to sort of do what I do. And he was showing us Showcase back in the days when he was kind of a, I don't want to say lowly, but he, kind of low in the stack. technical sales engineer within Autodesk, doing product presentations to the channel, to customers, that kind of thing. And he had Showcase up for the very first time on a projector on a wall. We were looking at this sort of still image of an Audi Q7, and we were thinking, wow, that is a beautiful picture. That really is a beautiful picture. Things come on a long way, and then all of a sudden he just sort of did this 3D orbit, and the car moved in like a circular way, and we were like, whoa. Like the entire room just gasped at this software, which could take what we thought was a still image, a perfect still render, but it wasn't. It was 3D. You could fly around it, and it was amazing, absolutely brilliant. But unfortunately, this was back in 2006, perhaps 2007, and things have moved on since then. There's now a lot of competitor packages out there which can do 3D visualization and 3D presentations a lot better than Showcase can, I'm afraid. It's kind of not kept up with the competition. The likes of Keyshot, there's a lot of other programs out there which do what Showcase does and just frankly do it better. Showcase had a unique advantage though in that for the most part it was entirely GPU rendered, so obviously I've done quite a lot of effort at the moment on the channel showing how GPU doesn't matter in Inventor. It was quite the opposite in Showcase. Most of the time Showcase is entirely rendered on the GPU, but then when you flip over to ray tracing mode, which is where you start to calculate real-time shadows, real-time reflections, that's when the CPU usage comes in. And the likes of Keyshot, they're mostly ray traced, mostly CPU based. So Showcase was unique in that way. It was something that you could use your GPU quite extensively for. The end result was never really as good as what the competition was, unfortunately, but it had quite a few unique advantages in that Showcase could import direct from Inventor, from other 3D packages that Autodesk do. It was tightly integrated into the Autodesk ecosystem. It had direct connect. So you could import an Inventor model into Showcase, do an amazing render with it. It's still not as good as other programs, but an amazing render nonetheless. And then when you update your Inventor design, that direct connect engine would update your render. It would update the scene in Showcase. So it had some unique selling points there. Things like alternatives, behaviors, swapping in and out of parts pretty easily, turning things off pretty easily, the organizational tree. There was a lot of stuff there in Showcase which is going to be sorely missed. So what are Autodesk saying though? What are Autodesk saying? What have they got? What have they got to replace it with? What are they saying? Well, we've stopped Showcase. Well, this is what you can use instead. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And that's the joke of this all. That's what's pissing a lot of people off. Is there's nothing to replace Showcase. I'm afraid there isn't. They're saying consider these alternative products, right? So rendering in A360, simple cloud rendering service, that's not going to cut it, I'm afraid. In fact, Inventor can't even use the rendering in A360, so for us, that's not an option. And rendering in A360 is absolutely in no way, in any shape or form, anything remotely close to Showcase. It's a simple hit a button and a bunch of servers compute a picture. Showcase was its own standalone application where you can create your own textures, your own materials, you can manipulate geometry inside Showcase, move things around, make animations. Rendering in A360 is a cloud pack of servers that compute an image. That's it. 3D Max, yeah, I mean, you could argue 3D Max is in some ways similar to Showcase. However, 3D Max is aimed at a completely different market and it's at a completely different price point. Also, 3D Max has a ridiculously high learning curve, whereas Showcase was pretty simple to get your head around. After maybe half an hour of looking through tutorials, you could make your way through Showcase. Max, not so much. You can get a better result. You can get a better rendering result out of 3D Max. It's got a better rendering engine or engines inside 3D Max, but it's totally different product. It's a completely different product altogether. And yeah, if you've got Product Design Suite, then yes, you get Max in there, so the price point arguably is the same. If you were using Showcase as part of Product Design Suite, well then you've also got Max. But that learning curve is huge to get yourself going on Max. And Max, as far as I know, isn't dedicated in the ways that Showcase was at creating alternatives, at creating storyboards, that kind of stuff. Don't get me wrong, I don't know for sure, but I still don't think that Max is a good alternative to Showcase. There's too much of a learning curve. There's too much time needed to put into Max to get a render of a similar level that what you could do in Showcase. Showcase was almost like a one-button solution. Vred design, Vred's brilliant. I mean, I do love Vred, but it's expensive. It's really expensive. It's not included in Product Design Suite, and the point of entry for Vred Basic, not really good enough. You're not going to get out of Vred Basic what you could get out of Showcase. Vred Design, you're looking at $2,500 a year for Vred Design, which is ridiculous. That's way out of most people's price points. And Vred Pro, you're looking at over 10 grand a year for a license of Vred Pro. So that's not really a good option. However, Vred is, I would argue, the closest to Showcase out of all of these alternatives. Revit Live, no good for us. That's Revit. That's in-product rendering within Revit. And then we've got Inventor. It provides in-product visualization workflows for product reviews. Yeah, but it doesn't though, does it? The Inventor Studio inside of Inventor is pretty poor. It's pretty poorly optimized. It's slow. It's sluggish. If you're working on anything of a large size, it's horrible to work with. It's clunky. It's laggy. It's awful. The end result isn't brilliant. Your options are limited with lighting. It's just terrible. It's great for a first pass. It's great for just a, here's what I've been working on so far. This is it looking okay. But for catalog imagery, for brochures, for sales imagery, not good enough. I'm afraid the rendering inside of Inventor is not good enough for comparisons with what Showcase could do. Some could argue Showcase wasn't good enough for sales imagery, but it was okay. It was good. It was good enough, I thought. But Inventor is not a good enough alternative. So that's pretty much it. I'm afraid if you're using Showcase, there is no alternatives. That's it. Dead in the water. And there's nothing more I can say about it. I'm afraid it is now confirmed Showcase is no longer. So that's why there's been not much content on my channel for Showcase in the last 6 months to a year, because I've known that Showcase is on its way out. It's been kind of pointless. I didn't want to lead anyone down the path of seeing my videos and going, oh, I'll buy that, because I kind of knew they were going to stop selling it. So I'm afraid that's it, folks. Party's over. Showcase is no more. You can continue to use Showcase 2017 if you want to. However, more howevers, you can't import Inventor 2018 parts natively into Showcase. You're going to have to convert them into a neutral format like Step, IGES, FBX, something like that, and then import them into Showcase. So using Showcase as 2017 could handicap your future use of Autodesk products. And that's not really very good. That's not really very good at all. But you can continue to use it if you're happy enough to export to Step. Otherwise, yeah, you're not going to bring any new CAD files into Showcase 2017. Autodesk do have a page whereby they've said they're answering some questions. You know, when will it be discontinued? Can you continue to use it after discontinuation? And then they've got this product table here, which they're saying what alternative solutions does Autodesk have for Showcase, and they're all pretty crap. So for manufacturing, advanced visualization, 3D Max, too much of a learning curve. Inventor in-product workflows for simple visualization. Well, you know, we could have done that all along. Showcase did have a niche there. It did have a niche, but it wasn't brilliant. Showcase was not brilliant. But either way, you can take a look through this yourself if it affects you, and you can make your decision from that point onwards. But there's no amount of kick and scream and crying is going to do anything about it. It is happening. This is the end of Showcase. There's nothing more you can do. You're just going to have to pick one of these alternative solutions, or go to a competitor, go to Keyshot, go to something else. Take a good look around, and then pick your poison based on what is currently available, which is something I might be doing as well. I might be taking a look at alternative rendering applications to what Autodesk have got to offer, because obviously I'm quite into that sort of stuff, so I'm going to be taking a look around. Might see some stuff on the channel in the future for alternatives to Showcase. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.